Early on, when QHS was first forming, Darlene grasped the fact that the tests she was performing validate the QT wave is working, miraculously for some and subtly for most. The benefits, though, couldn't hide from the member reports and graphs. She knew that her graphs and reports would show the story of healing and set out to visibly prove the quantum twine wave effect works. For those tested showing no benefit, this was a motivation to discover why. We are not diagnosing, treating, or prescribing from a medical standpoint. This is for educational purposes only. Hey everyone, welcome to the BioScan project with Darlene. We are super excited to see so many of you here this week, and I wanted to just welcome everyone, thank Darlene for showing up, as well as our featured members, Ray and Lynne. And Ray has a time schedule, so Lynne, we're gonna go ahead and let him go first, even though I normally say ladies first. Is that all right? Yeah? Okay, thank you, Lynne. So Ray, welcome. Go ahead and unmute yourself, and I'm gonna go ahead and play the video really quick to show the members what we have done thus far here.
Okay, here's his comparison chart. And this chart was also shown in the BioScan website. So if you want to go in and look at comparison charts. So what we did here is, let me see here. Okay, this was his, okay, as of August. Yeah, that was when you first started wearing the QT wave, correct? Wave?
No,
right?
I didn't get the QT wave until October.
Oh, okay.
That
So
was before I had it.
okay. So this was, basically he got all his 3 reports in by April. And so you were wearing it for probably 6 months. Probably, yeah, it seems like 6 or 7 months. So as you can see, we looked at his the circulation, the fatty tissues, the connective tissues, and the gallbladder. All those were in the weakened phase, the large intestine and the lungs. So, this is prior to wearing the QT wave. And then as he wore it, this was his second report, or his third, really, because there's a glitch in my software. I'm trying to get them to fix that so you guys can see the third, but you basically go with the date. And so here, let's see, okay, his gallbladder, and I'm trying to, there we go. All right. So the gallbladders kind of stayed in the weakened phase and the large intestine. And that's what I'm seeing as we progress and as we are getting rid of toxins in our body, this large intestine and the liver kind of stays inflamed because it's still having work to perform. And so this one's a good one. This way you guys can look, okay, here's his beginning chart and here's his active chart. And so, Ray, we discussed what you were going through at that time. And then, as you can see, the second report, after about 4 months working, with the device, we see inflammation increase. And that's not saying you're getting worse. It's basically, things are moving out of the skin, they're moving out of the digestive tract, and it's going to create some inflammation. And that's what I test. I test the inflammation of the tissue. And that's what we're looking at here. And so how he addresses it nutritionally and, his protocol, that has to do with, when you look at these reports, this is to determine where you need to go with your nutrition and your lifestyle change. And so as you can see, the active chart is really, he has some inflammation, but still his digestive tract and the liver and the lymphatic system are still at a place where they're stressed, but most of his numbers, as you can see, moved into balance. So Ray, you want to tell them what you did, like when we were talking, like when you're looking at your digestive health and pathogens that are causing your intestinal wall to be inflamed, what was it that you determined back then?
Okay, well, just to explain, I was diagnosed with hyperparathyroidism back in January of 2023. So I've always had good health, up until then. When I was diagnosed, then they sent me to a specialist and to a surgeon. So I've got tumors on all 4 of my parathyroid glands. And so they wanted to do surgery on all 4 glands, which might leave me without any glands. And I kind of didn't want to lose all that. So I went into panic mode and I said, well, I don't want the surgery. I want natural alternatives. So I began a quest of, finding natural ways to help my condition. So the main thing is the endocrine system. So the red that you see on the bottom there on the second one, that
Right.
shows my main problem area. And now I did get so in December, I did start taking a zeolite product for detoxing. And so I think the red on the top and the red on the bottom is mainly from the detox thing. And my third test is just amazing. It's exciting to see that, those main problems are done. And I should mention, I did get my second QT Wave device in, I think it was February. So since February, I've been wearing the 2 devices, and that has kind of been like a turbocharger, getting that second device. I think that really made a huge difference. So between the detoxing, I had a dramatic change with the hyperparathyroidism. I was waking up 4 or 5 times a night to pee because it causes issues with your kidneys. But once I did the detox, then I was only waking up once or twice a night. So right now I know I still have issues, but it's like a world of difference. The symptoms and problems I had were debilitating, whereas now I have pretty much of a normal life. So I'm just thrilled.
So what was determining your digestive health and your gut health, it was metals, correct?
Right.
Right. So a lot of times when that's contributing, that can cause a lot of problems in your digestive tract. So what he's done is he is by using the QT Wave device, it's amplifying everything that you do. And if we can just devitalize and find out what pathogen is disturbing your gut health, a lot of times that corrects 80% of the numbers. And that's what I'm seeing here. And with also other members that are doing these tests, it is showing that the digestive health is, when they correct their digestive health, allow that 80% of their numbers move over to the balance phase. So you're doing a great job. You found it. And just keep up the good work, and your liver, basically just stay with your fiber, your probiotics, whatever you're doing for your digestive health, and progress in that matter. So I appreciate you coming on and explaining this to everyone so they too can see how their bodies are going to improve and have progress to the road to recovery.
Can
That's
I ask some questions, Darlene?
Sure.
Ray, what zeolite product did you use?
It's called Cell Defender, and it's by a company called Avini Health, Avini Health.
Okay. And is it a spray? Like a spray that you spray in your mouth?
It comes in a little bottle, so I take 5 drops. The maintenance dose is like 10 drops twice a day. If you want a therapeutic dose, you take more often. So I take 5 drops every 4 hours. It's just
okay.
open it up.
And how quickly did you notice a change? Because I know that heavy metals are a big problem for many people.
Oh my gosh. It was like, so I was waking up 4 or 5 times a night before. I think it was the second or third day that I started taking this. I woke up once a night, and then maybe it's been once or twice a night since then, unless I'm stressed out. So if it's if I'm dealing with something stressful, then I'll still wake up 3 times a night. But I almost immediately, so like within the first week, was dramatic results.
That's amazing. Thank you. I used to be like, back in the day, I used to eat tuna almost every day. And I was told by a doctor maybe a year ago that I had mercury toxicity. And so I haven't done anything about it really, other than not eat tuna anymore. And I had long ago had all my amalgams replaced, maybe 8 years ago. And so, but I'm just curious because you never know, and you want to just mop up all that stuff, right? And zeolite is safe, and so I think it's a good cleanup project.
It's not too aggressive either, because if you have metals, you don't want to detox too quickly, because it does affect the emotional issues. People can go, they can get a little schizo. So as you can see, his nervous system, it was pretty much balanced in the first chart. The second chart, his nervous system is pretty stressed. So now when you look at his third chart, your nervous system is balanced. So yeah, it was addressing that, because a lot of times when we work with people with, mental issues, you can't do it too quickly. So what you're doing is working. So you're not getting emotionally disturbed.
Right.
You pretty much know when that's happening.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And don't you think, Darlene, that the zeolite just helps support the QT wave from eliminating vectors, right? Mercury would be considered a
Right. Yes. Anytime you're helping to devitalize pathogens, whatever it may be, anything you're doing is going to amplify, and it's going to go away quicker. And that's what I've noticed with these reports. I mean, I'm seeing progress a lot quicker than when we were trying to address it personally, when I was working with a lot of clients. This is, I know that the device is helping with all this devitalization of our, getting rid of what our body doesn't need.
That's a great distinction, what you just said. So say that again for the people in the back.
Okay.
Say
Well,
what you just said from before the QT wave.
so, the device is, through the years of doing these kind of tests, and we would get people on detoxification programs, still it would take a longer period of time to see these numbers move into balance. So what I'm seeing is that the frequencies, along with the proper protocol, is working quicker, and it's amplifying the fact that it's addressing that issue a lot quicker, so the body can repair. And when you can repair your stomach lining and counteract the inflammation of the gut lining, then that is 80% of our immune system. And the brain is also linked. It's, your second brain is your stomach. So, it's addressing the nervous issues, the emotional issues, all that kind of comes in play. So yes, the frequencies and with the device is showing progress a lot faster than normal.
Yeah. And the second brain's the gut, right? It's
Yes.
everything.
Yes, we have neurotransmitters in our stomach, and yes, it does correlate with that.
You know what I find so interesting is that that your actual intestines, your gut, is 1 cell thick.
Yes.
I find that so fascinating.
Yeah. So anything, okay, so what the frequencies are doing, it's working on a cellular level. So it's recharging our cells every day. It's just like your cell phone. If you don't charge it, it won't, it won't work. And so we're having these frequencies is so powerful, and having it on us 24/7, it's recharging our cells so we can repair our body and address the issues and get results. That's what I'm seeing here.
Yeah.
And it's phenomenal. It's not just Ray. I mean, Ray, you're doing a great job, but there's so many others. And now I have a base of 100 people now for the new survey who's going to be getting the home healing device. And we're going to see so many people in the first and second phases. They won't have any stress.
Beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Ray. Well done. Yeah, we did a Wow Can Cook show, and we cooked with salmon, and there's been a lot of discussion on the chatty chat about salmon and sardines and tuna. And from my knowledge, it's best to avoid tuna. because even if it's low in mercury, there's still some mercury, and it's much better to use sardines in place of tuna. And you can do exactly the same thing with it, but then you're also getting high calcium. So last night I was going to make a wrap for a just really quick dinner, and I used sardines and I mixed it exactly the way I would have with tuna, but no mercury. So
That's great. You can eat sardines.
everybody can eat sardines. They just have to get it past their brain that they're good. They taste just like tuna. So
Also, your smaller fish aren't in the ocean as long, so yeah, they're not collecting the the pollens that are in the seawater. So
yeah,
most fish, even salmon, through spawning, they go back to where they originally originated from, and they collect a lot of mercury and metals as well. So all your fish, and then when we were thinking about doing the farm raised fish, they're adding chemicals to the fish there as well. So, what fish is good? How do you get your fish oil? So, it's the cold press oils that I pretty much put into my diet because, most fish, I mean, most of the oceans are polluted now. So it's, you know, we're going to clean it up. It's going to happen. But right now, our food is just not where we want it to be. And that's why a lot of these reports, we're picking up on nutritional deficiencies, and that's over time creates diseases. So,
are you ready to go on to Lynn?
sure. Well, thank you, Ray. Appreciate you coming on and being a part of this. I can't wait to see your next test. It's going
Yes.
to show some great
Thank
results.
you, Ray.
My
Okay.
pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're killing it.
So, Lynn, we're going to go through a live consultation of what I do with people when you want me to discuss your reports to you and how to read the reports, and then pretty much pertain to, what area you need to address your deficiencies in. And that's what we're doing here. So I'm going to share my screen. Lynn, are you ready?
Ready.
So this is, okay, she started in September. And then now from the last report we did on you, which was last week, I went ahead and got your samples. Lynn, were you on the device about 10 months? Is that correct?
Well, I started in April of last year, and the device was defective. It was a black device, and
We're talking
Cynthia,
about the white device. The white.
Cynthia told me I'd be first in line to get the white device, which was ordered two. One in September came, and one in October. So that's how long I've been on the white device.
Okay. So as of her last report, comparing it to her baseline, you can see here she had some allergy issues that were in the weakened phase. And now, she was, also she was fighting a respiratory infection prior to the last sample she sent me. And so her gallbladder, she is totally out of the weakened phase with that, which is very good. But her large intestine is still showing inflammation. And we're seeing that a lot because, that's where the toxins are still carried through the gut, the digestive system. Now, your lymphatics, she's still addressing that. And we'll talk about what she's doing there. And the nervous system and the endocrine system. So she did have some thyroid issues addressed as well. So basically, it's pinpointing things that are, where she needs to go. Now, when you see her report, now in the last report, she had more red. So right now it's just saying when you get these reports, look at the detail, look at the, the areas in the red. And, pretty much I was on the point, the actual point. So the lymphs, the ears, the large intestine, she's addressing her digestive health. And her numbers are going to move more into the balance the more that she detoxifies. And the upper, the toxic allergies, which, you know, she was fighting a respiratory infection at the time. So, in her adrenals, you know, so she was under stress. But overall, you know, it's not that much in the red, but the goal is to be totally in the green. And then her lymph and sinuses were the most inflamed. So that's the way to look at these reports when you get them. So it's just letting you know it's a barometer and it's an area, it's a roadmap to where you need to address your health. And that's what I pretty much do. I work with people where they look at these and then they are their own, you know, prescriber. They prescribe what they need and I just give them a little direction. So here, the nervous system, the large intestine. So mainly it looks like her large intestine needs still some work to be done, but she'll tell you what she's doing. And then these reports here, these are really good. This one right here, it shows here where her large intestine is the most inflamed because you see a little red going on here. And then your ears, you know, she was having that sinus issue. So it's pretty much, would you say, Lynn, it was pinpointing what you were feeling at that time?
Yeah, I took these samples a week after I got on off of antibiotics and steroids, and I felt like they were still in my body. So I'm not surprised that this was showing up because my ear was still popping, you know, when I took the samples to send to you. So I'm not surprised about that at all. And I think some of the stomach issue is probably from, you know, taking the antibiotic too.
Yeah, that's probably why your liver was stressed out too. So a lot of times that's a chemical. So yeah, it's addressing that.
Yeah, I
So
picked up something from a client. I still do hair, which, you know, you pick up germs from people that come to you. But the things that I've done, and I just want to go over these. Um, you know, I do have asthma, and we addressed that my first time talking with you, and you and Dr. G recommended a HEPA filter air purifier for my house. So that's the first thing that I got, and I started taking the supplements and vitamins that you know you had suggested that I needed. On my own, I went to an acupuncturist and did the acupuncture and the cupping, which I think has helped a lot. I just recently, you know, watching the shows and watching, you know, the wow, I learned a lot. So, you know, I found out that the sauna with the ozone helps with asthma. So we just got that, and we're just starting that, you know, last week. I hope that that helps because you know, with being here in the South, we have a ton of. It's just really, it's so intense. You go outside, you can barely breathe. So I
well, when
stay
I
inside a lot in the summertime.
yeah, when I looked at your first report, your respiratory and your cardio, so mainly what was inflaming your lungs was what was going on in your digestive tract. So that, you know, overall your respiratory and your cardio was balanced there. And then that was her first, that was her baseline. And here, this chart, the second one, a lot of inflammation. So yeah, it's still your respiratory and your cardio were pretty clear. So it's all related to your digestive health. And what are you doing now for your digestive health?
Well, I've totally changed my eating habits because I've been watching the replays on Wow, and I really like Dr. G's anti-inflammatory things that she suggests, you know, to make, and I've made a lot of them. You know, my husband and I both really like that. Um, Getting back to my thyroid. I do have a nodule on my thyroid, but I just recently went to the doctor, a new doctor, and she said that, for somebody that has a nodule on their thyroid, whatever I'm doing, keep on doing it, because not many people have the balance that I have in my blood work. So that's when I pulled out my white device. And I showed it to her. I had it in my bra. Anyways, she goes, "Is that where you keep it?" I was like, "Well, if I don't have a pocket, that's where I keep it." But anyway,
Yeah, on the
anyways,
neck.
I was so excited that she told me that, because I've had this nodule on my thyroid for 20-something years, and I've not let anybody cut my thyroid out. You know. Anyways, and that's probably why that
Yeah.
little thyroid thing is up.
Well, protein like glandular support heals protein. So that's why a lot of us have to have the parathyroid or a pituitary substance that supports that.
I am taking the things that you were suggesting, the two things for thyroid.
Yeah, she's getting iodine and kelp to activate and those two work together with the glandular. So we should see her endocrine system move more into balance. Her immune system here, this was her last report. But overall, her kidneys are more balanced, her liver, her pancreas, the blood sugar, still the digestive, working on the digestive health is the issue here. So, and then the cardio, all of her, most of her numbers have moved into the first phase. So this is the third test. She hasn't gotten the home healing system yet, but overall, this is a great way to look at your progress, and she's addressing her issues. And what more can you do? She's taken the accountability that she needs to do to perfect her health. Not just letting this be letting the device do it all. You're helping the device out.
I just feel really blessed that somebody told me about this, and I didn't think I was going to be able to afford it, at first. But then, I thought, this is me. I need to do something for myself.
Mm-hmm.
And so I went ahead and did it, and I'm so glad I did. I really am.
We're happy to have you, Lynn. I have a question. Are you taking probiotics and all of that? I mean, if you're working with Darlene, where you are.
Yeah.
That's her first thing. Gut health.
Well, it's not just probiotics. It's also binding the toxins and doing prebiotics and building the structure of the wall, the lining of the wall of the stomach, because as we get older, the tissue gets weaker. And that's what I'm measuring here. We're measuring the integrity of that tissue. And so where that needs support, that's where you nutritionally, because all the food in the world is not going to give you what you need.
Right.
One thing I wanted to say is, and I don't mean to cut you short, Darlene, but they don't know, and some other people don't know, but I did have a stomach bleed right at the beginning of COVID. And I was taking so much, I can't remember the name of the medication now, it's over the counter. But anyways, it made me have a stomach bleed. And so I think that really messed up my stomach. And, I'm just trying to get my stomach back to normal from all that.
And that's what probiotics does. It puts good flora back in as you're detoxifying. It's important.
I can't take any aspirin anymore of such sorts, but I cannot, I can take some other things.
Also, I want to say Lynn's cousin is my mentor. He was the one, he's a naturopath in Memphis, Dr. John Smothers. So small world. And here we are. You know?
Wow,
I'm
that is
consulting her.
funny.
Yeah.
Well, we
So,
all come together for a reason. God put us all together.
Yep.
yes, I believe that.
So Jorgen has a question.
Hi, Darlene. Thank you for
Hello.
sharing. In the report, you have 4 columns with drop, marks, and AP and rise. Could you put some words of the meaning of this?
Well, a lot of times when there's drops, you know, I try to get no drops, and that's blockage in that meridian. So it's just saying there's something there addressing that.
Can you show the report he's referring to so that the other members can see what he means?
Okay,
Yeah.
so yeah, your
Yes.
drops here. So I try not to get any drops. You know, when I'm doing remote testing, I pretty much, you know, but when I'm testing people personally, there's some ways, but where are you seeing 4 drops? I don't see. Oh, here, let's see. No, most of them are just 1 because I don't really I won't do a report unless I get at least 1 drop because it won't be accurate.
But what about AP? What is AP?
AP is when I'm actually on that point, on that meridian, when I'm testing the large intestine meridian or the nervous system meridian. So when I get a 10, that means that's actually right on the point. But a lot of times I go over these reports and I mean, as I'm testing, I'll go over 3 or 4 times. And if, you know, by the 3rd time, that's what it is. So it is what it is. So basically, you know, but I try to keep it above, you know, 7 to 10, somewhere in that range. So, you know, if it's a 10, that area is really, that's the area that's of inflammation that needs to be dealt with. It just gives you a guideline of where to, you know, address your health issues.
Raise 33, does that mean it had raise with the?
Well, the rise, yeah, the rise, see, this is all what we use to see if we're accurate. You know, so those are irrelevant really to you. Mainly it's just looking at the inflammation area, what color zone you're in. That's how, you know, but pretty much if you see an AP in 10, that means that I'm right on that meridian issue.
Thank you.
That answer that?
Yeah. Thank you very much.
All right.
And Darlene, Stephanie wants to know what probiotic you recommend.
Well, you know, there's different types out there. You know, if you can't take a capsule, there's a powdered form. I see them all the time being advertised. Now, you know, if you really have some issues, I address people to Metagenics, which is a high nutraceutical product, and they are very good. Now you can create your own account. You don't have to go through a naturopath to do it, and it's not an affiliate program. So a lot of times there's also a protein shake that I address with Metagenics. It's called Ultra Flame X. And I will tell you, back before I even started doing this kind of work, I went to a woman in Nashville. She, in fact, her husband was a chiropractor. And I was at a point where I wasn't absorbing anything. And she says, there's no way you can get on any nutrients right now. I want you on this protein drink 3 times a day, you know, and, you know, I did that for 90 days because I was preparing for surgery. I had to have, I had endometriosis really bad. And so she says, there's no way you can go into surgery until you get this cleared. And that Ultra Flame X is a really good, it's a rice protein. And it, you know, I always go back to it. It's good for Crohn's. It's good, you know, any kind of inflammatory bowel issues, you know, it addresses that. So Metagenics is my pharmaceutical line. And then I have Nature Sunshine. Okay, that's a health food store online. So, and you can pretty much go in there, you can ask, you know, they ask you a bunch of questions, your nervous system, your endocrine system, your digestive system. And then when you answer the questions, they'll make little packs of nutrients, just like custom make for you. So you could be your own prescriber That's kind of what I try to work with people and direct the issue of inflammation of what organ is causing their problem, and kind of treat that first, and then follow through with your essentials. And I have a fridge report that I give most of the people, and they basically follow the fridge report morning, noon, and night, and then they address their issues. And I'm seeing the numbers, our inflammation is decreasing by doing that.
Nice. And I have a question for the listeners. I'll spell it, Stephanie. It's this. How many of you guys are like sent samples to Darlene, and have you participated in this project so far? A few of you, half of you? Okay, cool. And we look forward to having you on the show. And Ambika, do you have a question for Darlene?
Okay,
There
hi.
you go. Hi.
So we had a great meeting. Thank you, Darlene. I'll email you an update. But you were speaking about not eating tuna and eating sardines. I get sardines and I get cod liver. I don't know if these are reversed or if, and these are really great sardines. I get them on Amazon. It's okay. It's a mirror image. So it's connétable, skinless and boneless, wild caught and responsibly sourced, in water, no salt added. And I get this Belvedere cod liver, which comes in its own oil and juices. And earlier when I would take it out and warm it up, I like to cook it. I don't like to eat straight out. There was so much oil. I said, oh my God, this is too oily. I would pour some out and let it cook in the rest and add some cumin or whatever I wanted to. But after speaking with Darlene, I'm saving the portion I would throw out and mixing it in my fiber juice, right?
All right. Yeah, because your cold press is what you need. Because anytime you heat it, it turns into a monosaturated fat, even olive oil, all of that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll just warm the liver and not the oil.
It turns into saturated.
Pardon me?
How does it taste? I've never had cod liver.
It's really delicious. And how did I come to this? I had a session with a woman last year with leeches. She is out of this world. People have cleared all kinds of things. Mm-hmm. It cleans the blood, cleans everything. I'm going to go back to her because I have more red, mine is very colorful, my chart.
You're going to improve. You'll see some improvement.
I'm already feeling different because I wasn't taking all the sugars anyway, but I'm just feeling better. I've increased my probiotics. When I prepare it with some herbs, I have it with salad, or I've had it with, I love the murasaki potatoes, those purple potatoes. They're so delicious. So, I'll have it however I wish, but it's really great with a salad too.
Okay. And you cook it first?
I do cook it lightly because then I can add some cumin or fennel or, some salt, pepper.
Okay.
Yeah, it's nice.
Sounds good. I'll have to try it. Now I have to be daring. Okay. And I thought I saw another question. I guess not. Thank you so much, Ambika.
Thank you.
I would like to add one thing. If you are eating sardines, you don't need to take the bones out because the bones are really small. So don't be afraid of the bones. They actually will provide good calcium for you. So.
Also, another way to get cod liver oil, there's cod liver oil with lemon, and that's easy to take if people can't go for the fishy odor.
Oh, that sounds like a great idea.
Yeah.
Okay, Lynne, go ahead, girl.
I had wanted to be part of this, but you had enough participants. I do not have my home healing system as of yet. Do you have the need for others to come and be tested?
Yes. In fact, I was doing I was going to cut it off at 100 people. So right now I was told I have 93. So yeah, there's a few more slots.
Well, there you have it. Okay.
So write
And
to BioScan at QTWE.net, and then Donna will send you the information.
marvelous. Okay. And this is going to help me because I've had high blood pressure for a long time. My normal, even the doctors said, just, keep doing your nitrate, niacin and magnesium. But yet my normal blood pressure is like sometimes 170 over maybe even 100. But so I would like to find out what
Cod
the
liver
heck.
oil will help with that as well. Your cold
Okay.
pressed oils.
Okay.
Yes.
Great.
Cool.
Getting on that subject. Yeah.
All right. Thank you, Lane. And Karina.
Thank you. Thank you, Darlene, for this time. Yes, I will also probably be reaching out to you for the BioScan project. I've reached out a number of times. So thank you. I will do that again. I do have someone just actually 2 blocks away from where I live is doing BioScan options as well. Would that be useful at all to?
Yes. Yeah. Anybody in your community, if you can have this done personally, you're going to get a much more in-depth reading than what I can do remotely.
Okay.
So
Would it be useful to start and then send you that for your needs and to support QHS, or do I do both?
Well,
what would be useful for you?
You would just do your own comparison reports. Since now, am I doing any remote? Am I doing
You're not
any
doing remote for me yet. I've been on the wait list and I do have an HHS coming to me.
Okay, so right now all you need to do is send your base test for now until you get your home healing system. So yeah, you could, go ahead and send some samples to me and then have somebody personally, do the test there, and we'll do a comparison that way. That's a good way to see.
Okay.
But most of those people, they charge anywhere from $200 an hour. It's pretty, but it's worth it. It's worth it.
Okay, I will look into that. I just wanted to check in with you and see if that would be useful, and yes, I'll send you my support for you to be able to do your testing.
Okay, yeah, get it. Yeah, we'll get you in because we still have a few more slots. And also at the bottom of my BioScan page on the website, there's a link and it'll send to locator of IHT testers that are certified, and they will tell you who is available in your location.
That's where I got my 2 locations. I went out there and did that.
Okay, great.
So I have actually 2 locations within 5 minutes of me. So I'm pretty excited about that.
Okay. Yeah, you'll enjoy it because they can go in. See, what we do also, we do deep tissue cleansing and with the frequencies, and we can determine what pathogen is addressing the weakest tissue. And so from there I can determine, is it parasites, is it bacteria, is it mold and fungus, is it metal, and pretty much whatever comes up first is what it is. And then we can address it and we can throw in a remedy, and then you'll get a tincture, and then that tincture will reinforce that issue. And then it'll also be a remedy as well. So, anything you do that's complementary to wearing the QT Wave device, it works. I mean, and your body, when it comes to frequencies, your body will take in what it needs. But if there is a reaction, that means it's throwing out what it doesn't need. So we've heard Dr. A mention that quite a bit, quite a bit.
Lovely, thank you.
Awesome.
You're welcome.
All right. Does anybody else have a question or a comment or anything? We still have a few more minutes and we love hearing from you. No?
When's the next one? When's our next meeting?
2 weeks. In 2
Okay.
weeks. We're going to do this every other week. Okay. So in 2 weeks, I want to mention one thing about the probiotics. First of all, I'm really interested in that shake. So I'm going to look that up. But another thing that Dr. Gloria has said that it's really good to rotate your probiotics. And so if you can find the highest, best one, like 100 billion, what is it, live and active cultures, and then the next month maybe do 90, and the next month do 80, and work your way down to 60, and then work your way back up to 100, and keep alternating them. Then you get a strain. And with fermented foods, like I go to the farmer's market, sometimes I'll get kimchi, sometimes I'll get the sauerkraut. I eat yogurt that I make myself. So it's fermented yogurt. I'll make my own
No
kombucha.
sugar. Yeah, no sugar.
Yeah, oh, no
No
sugar.
sugar yogurts. Yeah.
But I make it myself with half and half, and then I put a variety of cultures in it. And so then that way it proliferates. And every time you make it, instead of putting a new thing in it, you can just take a scoop from the old batch and then it will keep going. So,
Yeah,
but
that's
yeah, you just want to rotate your probiotics to get a good strain. And what is your favorite form of prebiotics?
well, I go for the Nature Sunshine products that have all the fibers, and also they feed nutrients like your broccoli flower, your cauliflower, your beetroot, which feeds nutritional support to the gut lining. That's really important. So I just don't take a plain fiber. They have, 3 or 4 different types that add nutrients to your fiber, where when you do take that intake in, and it congeals. So what you want, it puts a protective lining on your intestinal wall and also in your colon, because people who are spastic, who have irritated bowel syndrome, it calms the colon down. And that's why you need to take prebiotics that congeal, that have like guar gum, psyllium. But also you need to drink a lot of water, because if you held your your fiber, you stir it up, and then like 10 minutes later or 15 minutes later, your spoon is standing straight up. That's what it does in your gut. So that's why water is so essential, especially with this device. We're talking about, we're talking about the whole body as a whole, but mainly it's the purification of our body of water. And what you're doing is you're filtering out the toxins out of your body of water. And that's what imprints the frequencies from these devices that we're wearing. It re-imprints, it's biofeedback. So all the time it's saying, no, that doesn't belong there. That doesn't belong there. And then when you can clear that out, it's just like your computer. The computer doesn't run smooth, we clean it out. We clean out the viruses, and then your computer can run smoother. Same with what we're doing every day with our body. So yes, your water is essential, adding minerals to your water, antioxidants, things like, and salts. You have your minerals. Your minerals are your backbone. It's the backbone that's going to charge this device to make your body of water in a less, basically it's calming down the body of water. That's why our emotions are feeling better. We're able to cope more. Is everybody feeling that way by any chance? You're able, you go through stress, but you say usually you handled it a lot different than when you first started, when we first started wearing the device. So yeah, our emotional state, our sleeping. So it's all the time working with us to evaluate what our surface tension of our body of water is doing. So we know that water is, our emotions, are everything that we think every day is imprinted into our body of water. Dr. Emoto proved that water holds messages. So every day we have to start thinking more positive and more direct. And that's what we're doing now on a unity of consciousness. We're all the time creating the universe that we want to create. And so every day that we can do that it's just helping the device work more efficiently. And that's what we're doing this for.
Yeah, I like how you said that, the unity of consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we have 3 more people that want to ask questions. Go ahead, Karina.
Okay, so I was just going to make a little note that Nature's Sunshine that Darlene is speaking to has a not a pre, but a postbiotic, and they've come up with a vegan shell that will allow it to get passed through the stomach and actually get into the gut, and then it dissolves in the gut because of the pH of it. And so you can actually get the post or prebiotics, postbiotics into the gut where you're hoping it to be, so that you don't, because of the stomach acid eating it, you actually get it to where you want it to be. So there's if you go out to Nature Sunshine a couple years ago, they did a whole dialogue webinar. There was a couple hour type of explanation of it, and that's how I know about it. So I thought I'd share that.
Darlene, what can you say about the postbiotic?
The postbiotic,
Mm-hmm.
or is it the pre? It's a pre.
She said postbiotic.
Oh, I'm not, and this is with Nature Sunshine?
Correct. And it has to
They
do with
have,
the pH.
yeah, they have different ones. They have about 3 of them. A lot of times, I don't know. I mean, I take my probiotic on an empty stomach a good 2 hours or so before I do my fiber. So a lot of times that assimilates. And then the capsules that Nature Sunshine has, you know, they patent their own capsule, so it breaks down easier. And I've worked with that as well. Now, times that you can't absorb, you know, I break it open. There for a while, I can put it in my water and then drink my probiotics. So, but you want to have it encapsulated so it gets down into the gut by the time it goes through the esophagus into the digestive system. But you want to have it where you're more in an alkaline state, not an acid state. Right. So if you're having, I saw in the chat line where, you know, a man was having trouble swallowing, and that was a problem with me. And anytime I have those issues, because I used to think, oh, I'm taking too many pills, I'm not, you know, they're not swallowing, but it's because I'm too acid. So I drink baking soda and water. It's like, it's a miracle drug, you know? So, you know, just drink some baking soda and water and it'll help you, you know, and then just alleviate certain foods that you're eating that are causing inflammation.
Okay. And for me, that gags me. Okay. To me, it tastes like rotten eggs. So I take baking soda capsules and I keep them next to my toothbrush. So I remember to take 2 in the morning after I brush my teeth and then 2 in the evening. Because taking it like that, oh goodness. Like so.
Well, I know, and I don't like it because I live with a chiropractor, and every time I go through this acid reflux thing, he goes, get the baking soda and water, and he'll bring it to me. And I'm like, oh, I'm glad I did that. Yeah. So I'm telling you guys, it does. You don't need Alka-Seltzer, just baking soda and water.
Oh, way better. Okay, yeah. Michelle, go ahead, honey.
Hey, I have a question about the samples. When we send in the nail samples, do we need 10 fingers, 10 toes, or like how? Or you understand what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
how many samples?
I need everything. Yeah, it would help with 10 fingers, 10 toes.
Okay.
Watch it there, your saliva. Yeah, anything. The more I have, the more I can get a reading on your frequency.
Okay. All right. Well, I didn't know. I didn't want to send not enough, and I didn't want to send too much.
Yeah, a lot of people, they're individually wrapping them and they're coming in really nicely. And now the little bags, the little bags.
Stick it all in a baggie, all the nails, mix it all up.
No, do it separate. Do it separate because through shipping, and then that way when I get the samples, I put them all on the test plate at one time. But if you could send them separately.
So, like, put it in 10 different baggies?
Yes.
Or 20 different baggies?
No, you just need 5.
Okay.
Wait. So you want 1 fingernail in one baggie, 1 fingernail in another baggie, like that?
No, the 10 nails, let's say fingernails and toenails in one bag. and then your Q-tip, your two.
Oh,
Q-tips
yeah,
in the bag.
yeah.
And
I
then
knew.
your little valves that, I don't need that much urine, but the small valves. And a lot of times people wrap those up and put them in a baggie because sometimes they leak through, and make sure
Right.
that the lid is on tight, because I've had some that leak. And so, yeah, but if I have that, and if it's leaked and it's in a Ziploc bag, I can still pick up that frequency.
Okay.
So that's why I say keep them in a Ziploc bag.
So put all the nails in one baggie.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay, gotcha.
And then your hair in another. Yeah.
Right. I'm sending it out tomorrow. I just didn't clip the nails yet. So, because I didn't know, how you wanted it. So,
Yeah, the
all
more
right,
I can have from your specimens from your body, the more I can pick up on your
all right.
your inflammation is.
Sounds great. Thank you.
Thanks, Michelle. Okay, Stephanie.
So I have two questions. One's about the placement of the device. I normally wear one on I got a glasses holder that's really, really pretty. I was pretty excited about that for $4.99. But I wear one there, and then the other one I typically wear like in a back pocket. But I've got a hip injury that flares every once in a while. So can I wear it on both sides of my pockets, or if I have it on my low back after I'm done working? I'm pretty tiny. I weigh $135 at 5'7". So there's only a few inches there. Is that too close for the devices to be, even though they're on the front and back?
Well, no, it's not too close, but I would, front and back, if you could do one on the back and one on the front.
Okay. And
That
then
seems to work, Dr. A was saying the C3, C2, somewhere in there, and then your lower spine, your middle spine. And then that should work on the hip, because your spinal cord is connected to a lot of meridians there.
Ah, awesome. Thank you. And then is it possible to drink too much water? I love water so much, and I drink like 90 to 100 ounces of distilled water a day. I do take minerals as well, but I weigh about
Half your body weight in ounces.
I drink a gallon a day and I weigh about the same as you. So it's not too much for me. Just make sure you're doing electrolytes.
Yeah, and just make sure you have the salts. You're not just drinking water. Distilled water, I will say that you drink distilled water when you're sick. You need more of an alkaline water. So that's your choice. But if you're going to do distilled, add minerals to it or electrolytes.
Yes, I do. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, then we have Ambika.
Well, honestly, I forgot what I wanted to share. Some That's the thyroid kicking in, not kicking
We
in.
got Doug's raising his hand.
So I'm going to ask a different question. Since you brought up the distilled water, I've been drinking John Ellis water. Do you know about it?
You asked me about that. No, I don't know about it.
Maybe if you like, I can send you a link. John Ellis created this system decades ago, and because it was so effective, it was banned. He's still doing it. Yeah. And he at, I don't know, 92 or something, looks 20 years younger. I think he had been in the military. I don't remember the details, but it's johnellis.com. And I bought the system last year and I didn't know how to set it up. So somebody set it up for me this year. And I buy those 3-gallon glass jars, Italian made, and I can lift them, but after this injury, I can't. So I haven't been able to quite drink it. So I bought alkaline water over the weekend, for this. So when I get,
So be careful with alkaline water that you don't drink it with meals, because you need to have an acidic stomach for digestion. So if you're going to drink alkaline water, you want to bookend it so that it's a couple hours away from your food intake.
Yeah, I'm following the fridge report for the time of my alkaline water. So,
okay. I guess we all need to see the fridge report.
8 ounces.
Everybody, yeah, I can show the fridge report. It's just but I don't know about time-wise because we're.
But,
not
yeah, but
close
that
to
Ellis
one
water is a very, very high hydrogen bond angle, and it fills up the cells. It really nourishes the cells. And people have cleared cancer in a week and things like that. So
Yeah, I
I just,
have it on my website. I'll look it
Yeah.
up because I have Alka-V, which I do different types of water with it. I can create what pH I want with my water.
thank you. Thank you.
That's and it's about a $3,000 unit, but on my last one I had it for like 15 years, and when I moved to Florida I had to replace it. So here in Florida our water is really hard, so we have to filtrate the water before it goes into the filter. So it's really good. And also I have acid. I can use acid to brush my teeth, wash my face, gargle with, because acid will pull out bacteria. And then I use it to wash my floor, so you can use different alkalinities of different pHs for different things. So I have that option with the water purifier that I'm using now.
Nice. Okay, Doug, you can close out the call.
Oh my gosh, responsibility. You can hear me okay, right?
Yes.
Okay, I thank you so much for today. I'm one of the few men that's I haven't heard too many of the women. It's great to see all the women. Listen, I got a call in the middle of what Darlene needed to get a baseline, and I didn't know if there was a place to send it. She said, I think hair, and as you can see, I'm, I can work on that. But anyway, hair, urine, and a fingernail. Is that what she said?
Yeah, two saliva swabs from each cheek to get your saliva.
Okay, how would I what's the best way to send this? Is there some place to go for a packaging?
Have you kind of asked to be a member or to be a participant? Because we can send you the instructions. We email you a complete instructions.
Okay.
It tells you everything and where to mail the samples to.
Great. Yeah, I'm here in Florida, just moved from Cape Coral, so I was close to you.
Oh, well, you can come see me personally then.
Yeah.
That's better.
How far are you from Sarasota?
45 minutes.
Oh, let's book an appointment. I'll send you a personal meeting.
Excellent.
Okay. Yeah.
Sure.
I'd rather
because I just I've only had this like 2 weeks.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So, I thought maybe a baseline might be good.
Are you getting the home healing system?
I don't know what that is.
Okay, I'll tell you more about it. So you may want it, because the next study I'm doing now is on the home healing system with a lot of people that have already been on the white device and the black device.
Okay.
So it could be good because you haven't been on any of them. You're
right.
That would be really good to have you as a participant in this study.
Okay, I am available. And how will you send me that email? Obviously I got an email for today's chat.
Okay.
Do I need to say what it is, or
just say you're wanting to request a personal visit, and I'll send you my calendar and we'll book it.
Okay. And I can do that at the bottom of this.
Is it BioScan at WQTWE.net? Is that the email that you got it from? Because that's what we did. We mailed out emails to let people know.
Right. I don't know where it's. I'm scanning to the bottom of this. Sorry.
I posted it in the chat.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know. Just give me that again. BioScan at
QTWE.net.
Right. Okay. Excellent.
All right.
Look forward to it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Right.
Get the full
Right.
treatment. All right.
Wow, this was a great call, Darlene. Thank you so much. Thank you, Ray. Thank you, Lynn. And thank you, everyone who had questions and engaged in this conversation, because I think we all learned something today. And that's what the purpose is of this, to share ideas, to share knowledge, and anything that can help all of us get healthier and stronger and just feel better each and every day. So I just want to wish you all a beautiful day. Thank you for coming, and we will see you in 2 weeks. Thank you, Darlene. You're just a rock star. I love you so much, sister.
Thank you, everybody, for participating. Appreciate it. And I hope, you just go into the comparison charts and you'll just see more and more people improve. And that's, what we want. It's what we want in this world, is to get healthier.
That's right.
Mhm.
Okay, everyone. Thank you, Darlene.
Thank
Make it a
you.
beautiful day, everyone. Bye.
Thank you.
Bless
Bye.
you all.
Love y'all.
God bless you.
Thanks, Doug.